Hi boys and girls, this is your week 3 independent study packet directions. However, I am going to do this a little differently. I am going to tell you the directions for only day 1 on this video, and then I will make a new video and tell you only the directions for day 2, make a new one for day 3, day 4, and day 5. I feel like we are not quite going through the videos again when we get to the end of the week, and so we are not following directions all the time, so I'm just going to go ahead and just do one video a day and see if that is more helpful. Okay, so for week 3, you can skip that page. Here's your activity menu. Boys and girls, we are going to cross off some things so far that, and I'll cross them off when we get to them too in the back, but I'm going to tell you right now that because we only have 4 days this week, again, we don't have school on Monday, I'm going to let you choose what reading you would like to get out of. Now that is the comprehension map the story. That one might be somewhat the hardest one for this week. Then you have make your own inferences. Inferences means to tell what is like the outcome or why something happened, or like to make your prediction kind of thing. It's time to retell, factor opinion on howler monkeys, and all about Jane Goodall. Like I said, I think about the hardest one probably in here is probably this first day, but it is up to you. I don't want to choose that for you. If you would like to do this comprehension map the story, do that, that's fine. Okay, for the writing, I'm sorry, you get to cross off 1 also on there, and I think that day 3, day 4, and day 5 are probably the hardest ones. You cannot cross all 3 of them out. You can only cross 1 of them out, but you choose which one of these, maybe these 3, you would like to cross out. If you want to do these 2, one of these 2, and not one of these 3, you'd like to do all of these 3 writing things, that's perfectly fine. I just was trying to think for you to maybe help you out a little bit that these 3 are probably the hardest, okay? For grammar, I think you can do every single one of these pages, but I mean, you're going to be able to take off 1. That one is just going to be your choice, okay? It's going to be your choice on which one of those you want to do, because they're all pretty easy, and I think you could all do them. And then the math, well, and I guess define the adjective might be the hardest, but I think it's something you might need to work on. Adjectives are describing something. Like if I said the purple pillow is on my bed, the way that the pillow is being described as being purple. Okay, so I think that might be a good one for you guys to go ahead and do, but you can maybe cross off one of these other ones, okay? For math, I am going to tell you which one not to do. I'm going to have you not do the greater than and less than. Now here's the reason why. Because it says for you to have a deck of cards and to pull out a card and have your partner pull out a card and then compare the 2 cards to see which one is greater than or less than or equal. Well, you don't have cards, and they didn't give you cards, and so we're not going to do that. And they're supposed to be 2-digit cards, like 52 and 29. So that is the one I'm going to cross off. You must do day 1, 3, 4, and 5. You do not have to do day 2 for math. For social studies, boys and girls, they have 5 activities for you to do the whole week. Actually, I think, yeah, 6 activities. But I am crossing off the community mobile, because that one's stuff that you have to do at home, and then the recycle box. Now, if you guys want to do that at home, that's fine, but that'll just be extra for you. I do want you to do the mapping, building a city. I want you to do the compare and contrast rural and urban. I want you to do the grid basics, helping the mayor, and the 3 types of communities. I think you should be able to do those 4 things. Okay? And then for science, I am taking out life cycle of a plant, You guys already did that on week 1. There's no reason for you to do it again. And then I'm going to cross off plants form water because that one's also something that you can do at home if you want, if you have the materials, but not everybody will probably have them, so just cross them off. These other 3 things I would do. Now, boys and girls, social studies and science, you probably need to do in these days that you are doing the other things. So I would do mapping coordinates a building or build a city on Tuesday, on day 1 when you do day 1 or whatever, but when you do it on Tuesday, okay? And then I would do plants of a life cycle flashcards on that Tuesday also, okay? Fun stuff, crossing all that out. That is up to you. If your parents want to print off that stuff and you can actually make your own city, that's fine. But that is not going to be asked for you to get done, okay? All right, now, moving on. Reading log. I do want you to do a reading log, but you don't have to do this part of it. I just want you to read 20 minutes a day, write down what book you read, and how many minutes you read for that day on Monday, or, Monday through Sunday, whatever days you read, okay? All right, and then, so day 1, here is, one of them that I thought maybe you might want to cross off, but it is up to you. You can go get a picture book, or I would probably do a picture book, unless you want to do it with your chapter book, that's fine. If you had gotten done with a chapter book recently. You're going to write the name of the book, tell 3 characters, and then tell me what happened at the beginning, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end. And then you can draw your favorite part of the book, okay? That is up to you if that's the one that you want to do. I was trying to tell you that I think that's probably about the hardest. Well, it's not really the hardest probably. It's just you have to take an outside resource like a book from your own house to do it. That's the only thing. And then here is writing a creative story for writing. And this one is not too hard, boys and girls. You're just basically picking a sentence starter from box 1 and making a middle for box 2, and here's box 3. So Mrs. Ackerman did this on my own. I decided to go with a magical unicorn for 2, and I said he pranced or she pranced, and then I said number 1 over the rainbow, okay? And I wrote the whole sentence, a magical unicorn pranced over the rainbow. Then you're supposed to write a short story beginning with the sentence you just made. So, a magical unicorn pranced over the rainbow. And then I'm going to continue. She is taking the Lucky Charms man to the magical land of Lucky Charms, so they can make a new marshmallow. So I just continued with my story, okay? You need, I would like for you to at least have 3 sentences when you continue your story. Please and thank you. Don't forget capitals and marks. And then singular or plural. This is your grammar. Like I said, you can choose one of your grammars. I don't think any of these are too complicated. You are just choosing 1 or 2, whatever goes into that sentence. So I put 1 cherry on top of my ice cream. Samson put 2 cherries. Do you see? You have to look at the word that's after the blank to figure out if this should be 1 or 2. Cherry is 1. Cherries ends with an S, or you had to change the Y to an I and then add ES, so that means there's 2. Okay? I picked up 1 or 2 leaf. Sarah picked up 1 or 2 leaves. Make sure you are writing the word 1 or typing the word 1 and writing or typing the word 2. Okay? And then this next one, boys and girls, I did want to talk about this one a little bit. I want you to do this one because this is a skill we have not learned yet in school. Okay, this one is about shapes, and shapes is something that you were supposed to learn at the end of 2nd grade. You might already know these a little bit, and that's great. What I probably want you to do is I want you to go into your math folder and find the pages that have to do with shapes and have that help you to find these answers, okay? So what you're supposed to do is you're looking for a shape that has 3 sides. Now a side of a shape, you know, is just like, let's say the shape is, a square, without all this stuff up here. Okay, if your shape is a square, okay, shape is a square, the sides are the straight parts, okay? The sides are the straight parts. The angles are where the straight parts meet, okay? So from here and then this one, they meet right here. That is the angle of it, okay? So this one says it has 3 sides and 3 angles. So what shape would it be? I want you to draw the shape right here. This one says no corners. So like that's basically the angle. An angle is a corner. It has no corners, so no angles and no sides. No straight sides. What shape has no straight sides at all? You draw that picture right here. I have 6 sides and 6 corners. What shape would have 6 sides and 6 corners? And this one says I have 4 sides and 4 corners, which could be a square, boys and girls. But look, it says, but I am not a square. 2 sides are short and 2 sides are long. So if you see that 2 sides are short, 2 sides are long, it's not a square. You can't choose this right there because that is not a square, okay? It says that a square has to have all equal sides, and this one does not, okay? And then you're going to draw your own. You're going to make your own shape that has so many sides and so many corners, and then tell me what the shape is, and then draw it, okay? All right, and I think that is it for day 1. Yep, okay. So that's it for day 1. Here's your first video for day 1. I will be making a next video for you for day 2.